So it is a very exciting time for us that use ChatGPT because we just got two new models back to back. Essentially, we got GPT 5.3 Instant, which came out March the 3rd, and then we have GPT 4.5 Thinking that came out 2 days later on March the 5th. So it's kind of confusing. They came out back to back, but then this one's called GPT 5.3 and this one's called GPT 5.4. So it makes you wonder, will they update GPT 5.3 Thinking, or like, you know what I mean? They're kind of out of sync. But today, guys, I'm going to go over the main difference between the two and what you guys need to know. 5.3 Instant, as the name implies, basically will answer you instantly. And the thinking mode is basically, it takes a little bit longer and thinks about it before it actually answers you. There's also a GPT 5.4 Pro, but that's more for like high-end business use. You can kind of see here, 5.4 is better at making like spreadsheets and stuff like that. So you can see just 5.4 laid it out better. 5.2 did this really weird thing where it put all of these in like one big long list rather. So 5.4 just definitely looks better at like spreadsheets. And I mean, here's the same with the documents and the presentations as well. So yeah, right off the bat, I guess 5.4 is better at that knowledge work. I think it being better at spreadsheets and stuff actually comes out to this release here, where they did ChatGPT for Excel. So if I click on this, you can see that you can basically put ChatGPT in the side of your Excel and then talk to it like when you're using the document. So yeah, one of the real interesting things as well is GPT 5.4 says it's 33% less likely to basically hallucinate, which is real interesting. And one thing I'm super excited about is the computer use ability. This is like ChatGPT basically writing you emails, right? So it's clicking on the compose, clicking on the send field, clicking on the body, and clicking send. Here we have some data entry. So this one's super interesting as well. It looks like it's taking a snapshot of all the invoices and then adding them to a JSON file. I definitely want to do some more videos on that in the future, so look out for that. Anyway, guys, let's actually try the model out. You know, you won't know until you sort of try. So I'm going to load up here 5.4. This is the 5.4 thinking model, and then we got the 5.3, which is the instant model. In this here, basically, we're going to get them to both respond to us sort of at once, if that makes sense. And then we can give the same input and we'll get two different outputs. Please create me a single page, single HTML document that has a beautiful ocean view. Also generate an island in the middle of that ocean. Put a lot of effort into the waves as well. I want to see like really realistic waves crashing on the island shore. And then please make it so that it has like some sort of shader or some sort of effect over it that makes it look nice. So boom, that's the prompt I've given it. So we're actually going to be doing some like more of the coding tasks. I think coding tasks are the best way to understand a model and its capabilities. Obviously, you know, it is super situational. Yeah, I'm going to try this. So, and I'm also going to check on create artifact. And what this actually does is it goes out and creates the HTML file and we can view it. The results are in. 5.3 happened to finish up very fast, where GPT 5.4 kind of took its time, but that's kind of expected, right? Because 5.3 is an instant model where 5.4 is more of a thinking model. But let's actually go through them. So if I click open here, you can see this is what 5.3 kind of came up with. Now it's kind of completely missed the mark, I guess. I mean, it looks, you can see the core elements there. Obviously this is meant to be sand and that's meant to be the island, and if the waves were a little bit higher, maybe it would look all right. But yeah, that's what it generated. And then if I come over to 5.4, click open, this is what it created here. So you can see it did a much better job of the waves. The island looks a little bit better. We have these little effects going on. Kind of looks weird, to be honest. I think that's honestly my fault as well for not giving it a really good prompt. E.g., one of them's gone out and created more of a 3D scene where the other one did a 2D scene. But that's okay. We're going to test it again. Boom. So for our next sort of evaluation, I've chucked in this really cool sort of image of, I don't even know what that is. It's like some sort of submarine. Yeah, I think it is a submarine. It kind of looks like this, looks like an eye, and that looks like a mouth to me. But yeah, so I said remodel this in 3D in a single page HTML file, and then also add some background music in that you've generated with a play button, a pause button, and a volume slider. So we're going to kick this off. Of course, we've got 5.4, 5.3, and we're going to sort of match them off and see which one does a better job. These have both now finished up. So we're going to try 5.3 first, which is obviously the instant mode. So if I go preview, you can see here's a little submarine that it's done. It looks, yeah, it doesn't look too bad, to be honest. I mean, the shapes, the general shapes there. Now we can play the music. So I'm going to stop the music, but it looks like it's just one continuous sort of hum. Not really any, like, there's no melody behind that. Now if I go to 5.4, if I open this up here, it looks much more better. And interesting, with this one I can click around. Definitely looks way more detailed, and there's also like little particle effects in the background. If I go back to this one real quick, see, this one I couldn't click and drag around or scroll, but 5.4 I can click around, drag and scroll. And if I play the music as well, so this music is a little bit more like in depth, I guess, or it's more advanced. I don't know, to me it still just kind of sounds like a hum, except the only thing about the hum is that like it's more of like an ascending note or descending note. But like, this is one of the things I saw on X. So like, this person obviously did like some sort of tree growing. You can really see that 5.4 actually kind of nailed it compared to Opus. But yeah, I don't know, you guys have to use this stuff yourself to actually be the judge, I feel like. But you can only sit back and observe so much. So like, maybe it would have been probably unfair for me to match it up 5.4 with 5.3 because these people are doing Opus, and as you guys know, Opus is kind of like the best programming model at the moment. You can see here's another one. We've got Opus on the left, GPT 5.4 on the right, and yeah, that one, I don't even know what this is. It's not like some sort of flight tracker. But it's much easier to see the planes on that one, at least, where that one I can't really see any. I mean, I guess they're probably still there. And lastly, to check out the actual benchmarks on artificial analysis, this is usually where I go to check out the benchmarks, of course, but you can see 5.4 is basically on par, if not the best model, right? Because this is 5.7. This is 5.7, so actually they're kind of tied, like it's high there. And if I come down, 5.7, 5.7. So it looks like potentially this is one of the more stronger models. So yeah, guys, that was the video. So yeah, let me know how you guys are using 5.4 in the comments below. But that was basically the video. Summarize, guys, definitely use 5.4 Pro. I think the biggest one for me is actually the hallucinations. Yeah, if they're saying they dropped hallucinations by 33%, then it's a no-brainer in my book. But yeah, guys, that was it. Stay frosty.